Hey everyone, Mark the Movie Man here, and it's a Discovery edition of the final cut, and it's going to be kind of a dual thing. We're going to review both the film and the disc release that just came out last week, because I didn't get a chance to see this in the theaters and review it. So today we're looking at Blink Twice from director Zoe Kravitz, giving us the story of Frida and Jess, who, due to an interesting series of circumstances, end up getting invited out to this private island owned by a billionaire named Slater. And while out there, they're having a really fun time, but soon Frida notices there's some cracks in this facade and some odd things with her body and dirt in the nails and some other weird things happening. And soon she realizes that this paradise may not be a paradise, but this may be actually a getaway to a nightmare. And we see how all of this is revealed as Frida fights to figure out the secrets behind this island and how to get off of it. Yeah, Blink Twice is a fun movie. I see the hype and people that were talking about it. It's a slow burn film. It takes a while for it to get to where you want to go, but even if you haven't seen the trailers, you can kind of tell there's just this uneasy, odd atmosphere about everything, especially when they get to the island. And I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the atmosphere, how they kept the mystery, how they kind of do the Hitchcockian thing of, where the bomb's under the table, so to speak, even though the performers in the scene don't know the bomb's under the table. You kind of get that here, where you start to get hints and everything where you're like, yeah, you may need to get out of there, Frida. So Zoe Kravitz does fantastically crafting this story and keeping the audience not as much in the dark as your characters, but also revealing some surprising things that you may not have put together, and especially giving a surprise ending, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Now, Naomi Ackie played Frida, such a fantastic performance put in by her. This woman who is struggling to make ends meet. She wants to hit the big time, and she also has a crush on Slater, who's played wonderfully creepy by Channing Tatum. And I love the way these two played off each other. And yeah, both of them similar in their drive, but different in their motivations behind that drive, and what influenced them. So yeah, just really enjoyed Naomi's performance. Adria Arjona really does well as Sarah too. Such a fun. I didn't expect her character to play as much of a part as she does it here, and yeah, just was so much fun. Gina Davis shows up in here along with a number of other very familiar faces in smaller roles, and Gina was great as Stacy, the person who's the assistant to Slater. Speaking of Slater, there's Christian Slater shows up in here, as well as Haley Joel Osment, and even Kyle MacLachlan gets a couple of scenes in here. Everything about this film has that buildup of a creepy and uncomfortable atmosphere, and then when things really come to a head, boy, do they come to a head. Channing Tatum playing a different role than we're used to seeing him in, the more of this kind of creepy, uneasy billionaire guy who may be a little too friendly, and yeah, Zoe Kravitz does very well with all of this and really creates a very solid, fun, entertaining, disturbing thriller. So as far as that goes, what about the release that came out? Well, let's drop down and take a look, shall we? So here we have the Blu-ray. It's got a wonderful picture from the poster on there. This Polaroid camera really plays a part in the film. It's almost its own character, really. And yeah, Channing Tatum really looking kind of creepy there. And this picture right here really sums up. If you get uneasy with just this picture, yeah, you get that same uneasiness when you watch the movie. And then a nice binder on here on the spine, excuse me. And yeah, then on the back here, we have, are you having a good time? A question that is asked off quite a bit in here with some production stills in the credits. And then as far as inside goes, yeah, we got a different colored disc here for Blink Twice, which I really liked, the orange color, and Blink Twice digital code, which will expire in 12/31/2025. So if you want to use the digital code when you purchase this, you've got to get it soon, because it will expire, well, I guess, yeah, in a year. So, but as far as the extras, what do we got? Well, folks, nothing. We don't have any extras on here. We've got your normal basic menus. There's no commentary, no behind the scenes, no little quirks, no trailer, nothing, which is surprising considering how much this film really did get some buzz and hype around it for the short time that it had the theatrical release. I think it's one of the better horror thrillers that was released this year. Not on my top favorite, but in probably my top 10 for release this year. Just really well crafted. And it's really interesting that they didn't do a better release as far as extras and whatnot. But in any case, I think the film itself, if you enjoy it and don't want to see it when it disappears on streaming eventually, which many movies do, then as I always am an advocate for physical release, you can pick this up. I think it's worth it for sure if you're a fan of the movie or looking for a little bit of a fun thriller. Blink Twice is definitely one of those. So thank you so much for watching. Please, if you have seen Blink Twice, I always love to hear your thoughts on the films that we review here. Like, subscribe, bells and whistles, and all that here onto YouTube so you don't miss a single review. I thank you for your support, and until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.